About 100 kilometers from Japan, in the Pacific Ocean, there is an area of 5 to 1 million square kilometers through which ships and even airplanes avoid passing. This area is called the Devil's Sea, Devil's Triangle, or Dragon Triangle is also called. One special thing about this triangle is that it is the exact opposite of the Bermuda Triangle, and these two triangles are in such a position that the 25th parallel of our Earth cuts them both at the same place. Many incidents are known about this area that many ships and airplanes were lost here forever, and no trace of them was found. For this reason, in the 1950s, the Japanese government declared this entire area an intense danger zone for shipping. By the way, there are thousands of years-old stories about this area in Japanese culture, in which it is said that a dragon-like animal lives here under the sea, and that is why it also became known as the Dragon's Triangle. In the 20th century, this area came into the limelight when in August 1945, a Japanese Air Force plane was passing through the Philippine Sea south of Tokyo when it suddenly hit the control tower with a strange message was sent that the sky was becoming strange. The sky was opening. What was happening to the sky? And these were the last words of the pilot. After that, the control tower lost contact with the ship, and the ship was never found again. Even after that, many such incidents continued to happen in this area. In 1955, the Japanese government sent a military ship named Maru number 5 to this area for investigation, but this ship also disappeared here and was never found again. There were 31 researchers on this ship, of whom no trace was found. The Japanese government claimed that this ship was probably destroyed due to an undersea volcanic eruption, but no wreckage of this ship was found. At that time, Japan's largest newspaper, Yomiuri Shimbun, printed a map of this area and said that between 1955 and 1959, more than 9 ships had disappeared here. On January 4, 1955, a Japanese ship, Shinyo Maru number 10, passed by the Japanese island of Bakurajima. It was reported that it also lost contact with the control tower. Well, the ship was found 12 days later, but the people on board the ship had no idea that they had been missing from the radar for so long. Some articles also reported that some people on the ship made some strange statements that could never be verified. But this area has now become a part of popular culture. In the 1970s, the New York Times named this area the Devil's Sea. Then many movies were made about this area, such as Godzilla and Rigo, etc. Then in 1999, an American paranormal writer, Charles Berlitz, wrote a book about this Devil's Sea and named it Dragon's Triangle. In this book, there was a mention of many ocean-going ships that had disappeared in this Dragon's Triangle. After that, like the Bermuda Triangle, this Dragon's Triangle also became a part of popular culture in the West. But now this is where another American writer, Larry, comes in. Larry of Crush published a book, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved, in which he dispelled all the myths that were popular about the Bermuda Triangle. Larry said that the Bermuda Triangle is actually nothing, and that it is just an ordinary place, and that there are as many ships lost here as there are in any other ocean in the world. In the same book, he also mentioned this Devil's Sea, or Dragon's Triangle, and challenged many of Charles Berlitz's claims. Larry wrote letters to Japanese government officials to find out if it really was. The Japanese government has designated an area where it does not want ships to pass. At the same time, they also wanted to know what the reality was of the ships that Charles Berlitz had mentioned in his book. When the Japanese government's response came, it was completely opposite to what Charles Berlitz said. The Japanese government flatly denied that there was neither a Devil's Sea nor a Dragon's Triangle, nor any limitation to it. It was only a 10-mile area that was near this Japanese island. The reason for this danger zone was that there were some underwater volcanoes here, and in some places there were sharp rocks under the water, which caused ships to sink due to collisions. Similarly, regarding the 9 ships that were lost here, the Japanese government said that they were not all large ships but small ships, and that on the dates on which these ships disappeared, a strong storm had struck here. While Charles Berlitz wrote in his book that when these ships disappeared, the sea was completely calm and there was no storm. There was a big difference between Charles Berlitz's claims and the Japanese government's response. And it seemed as if, like the Bermuda Triangle, this drawing triangle was more fiction than fact. But there is also a secret hidden in this drawing triangle that even science cannot solve. And this secret is a historical city sunk near Yonaguni Island, 550 kilometers away from Japan, which is called one of the greatest discoveries in the history of underwater archaeology. In 1987, some divers were swimming here when they saw a strange structure 60 feet below the sea. This structure did not look natural at all, the way these mountains were carved and placed on top of each other with great planning. It looked 100% human-made. This structure was like a pyramid. When archaeologists started researching it, they found that it was a 5 to 6,000-year-old structure, and at that time, humans did not have the technology to cut such large stones. Then a big question was, how did this structure reach this depth of water? No one had an answer to these questions. And this structure was also inside the Draken Triangle, about which so many stories are famous. So we can accept the logic that Larry has given about the disappearance of ships, but it seems that no one has any solid argument about this structure. And not only that, but when that plane disappeared here in 1945, why did the pilot say that the sky was opening or its color was changing? Scientists have not yet been able to give a specific answer to this. It may be that all this is nothing more than fictional stories, and the truth may be as simple as Larry wrote in his book. And it may also be that something really happens here, which the Japanese government wants to cover up. But officially, no government or scientific organization recognizes the DLCK area as a dangerous zone. And when we asked AI, he also said that this is just a myth, and a major reason for the accidents that happen here is the extreme weather and electromagnetic disturbances here. In fact, this area is one of the 12 void vortexes of our Earth. Void vortexes are such a dangerous zone on our Earth. Paranormal regions are regions where abnormalities occur due to electromagnetic fields. The Bermuda Triangle is also one of the 12 vile vortexes. In September 2004, a book was published called Vile Vortices and Revealing the Planet's Dangerous Energy Zones. This book discusses in great detail the 12 places on our Earth where abnormal events occur due to electromagnetic fields, be it the Nazca Lines, the Alaska Triangle, the Gaza Plateau, or the Dragon Triangle. If you guys want us to make a summary video on this book, then definitely tell us in the comments. We will think about making this video only after seeing your feedback. Now, this video has deviated a bit from our geopolitics topics. In the coming months, we will definitely make such a video so that we can debunk some established myths and bring some hidden facts of our world to everyone. You can find coins in the next video. Take care of yourself until the end.